Alright, so I want to keep the video short just so I can get the information that is needed across. I received a question from somebody asking, how do you know when it's when it's time for you to stretch? It's really all, common sense and you knowing your own body and how fast you heal as an individual. Pretty much, you're gonna, aside from you setting a time frame, my time frame normally is like 2.5 weeks in between each stretch, because I've already stretched my ears prior to this. Well, prior to me starting to make videos, my ears were already bigger, so that's why I don't really need to wait too long, because my ears are already used to stretching. But I still do wait a good amount of time, in between each stretch just to be safe. So aside from the whole safety net thing with the whole time frame, you're gonna want to know how fast you heal from, anything. If you're a fast healer or a slow healer, that pretty much determines how fast you'll be stretching or sizing up your ears to different sizes. So that, and you have to take care of your ears every day leading up to you stretching or sizing up your ears to the next size. Now, that, and you're going to want to look for if there's any space, like in between your plug or your earlobe. I mean, your plug and your earlobe, or taper and your earlobe, whichever one you're using. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but I do have some space in there, and I might stretch up again. I'm just gonna look into that so I can possibly post up another video soon about me sizing up my ears. Now I'll definitely be using the silicone method again, because I only have the silicone plug to size up with, but that's beside the point. Getting off topic. Pretty much after all that, the maintenance thing, safety net, all that stuff, you can try to stretch up your ears. Now, it's all depending on what method you're using to size up your ears, whether, if you're using silicone or if you're using a taper. It's kind of, a taper is a lot more safe than using silicone for a very good reason. A taper, it's like a gradual stretch. It's like slow. It's not like a sudden shock to your ear. Now, I say shock to your ear because if your ear isn't ready to stretch and you just pop silicone in your ear, you're pretty much forcing your ear to stretch without really knowing it. Like, so let's say if you were to feel pain after, putting a silicone plug in your ear, and you're, mistaking that pain for, oh, that's just the normal stinging pain, no. That's not a very good way to look at it. If you can, pop in a silicone plug and you don't feel any pain at all, then your ears probably are fine, but I would still check them to make sure. But after stretching with it, then leave it and don't, continue to take it, in and out of your ear. Now, the taper is a lot easier because it's pretty much a better way to gauge how fast your ears are healing and how quickly you can stretch. The taper with the gradual stretching, like slow process, I guess you could say, is a little bit better, because if you can't get the taper through your ear on, I would say, the first try, then it's probably not right, it's probably not that time yet for you to stretch. You're going to want to make sure that you have space in your ears. Now, you messing with your ears actually does give you that space that you need to do gradual stretches. Maybe, you know, either using Teflon tape, or it'll actually give you enough space for you to size up to the next size, or stretch out to the next size, however you want to phrase it. So that's another way to determine, you know, when's a good time to stretch, you know, or size up. I'm trying to think if there's any, you know, other really good ways, but there really isn't. That's pretty much the main way, and I guess the safest way to determine whether or not it's, you know, it's a good time for you to stretch. But then again, you know, everybody heals differently, so the time frame in which you do things may be different from somebody else. You know, don't get discouraged by somebody maybe you know that's, you know, sizing up their ears really fast, and you're not, you know, you want to catch up to them or something. I guess, and, you know, everybody wants to pretty much catch up to whoever it is that has bigger earlobes than them. And, you know, even if you have started sizing at the same time, I know I've heard it before, you know, two people, you know, were sizing up at the same time, and for some reason somebody else, you know, well, their friend pretty much was sizing up a lot faster for some reason. They didn't know why. It all goes back to pretty much either one, they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and they're being really risky with their stretching, or I think, like I said, I think I've said this before in my other videos. One of my other videos is that everybody heals a lot differently than other people, so you can kind of expect different, you know, lengths in time in terms of sizing up your ears compared to other people. It's just how it is. You kind of have to accept it, and just, you know, don't, you know, not get discouraged, and don't force the sizes or the stretches, because it could be really, you know, dangerous, and it would be really bad if you messed up your ears, because then you have to walk around with a shitty earlobe. It's just how it is. But that's pretty much all I can really say in terms of information wise. Now, if somebody has a problem in terms of dealing with problem ears, like my problem ear is this ear, but I learned to work around it. I can also help with that if that becomes an issue, but this is just a video to help guide you in terms of how to determine when it's good for you to stretch. And if you have any more questions, if anybody else has any more questions after watching this video or from watching my other videos, then please feel free to ask in the comments. I will make a response video like this probably the next day. I didn't make the response video for this question yesterday, just because I would have been rushing it, and I wouldn't have been able to get all the information in that I wanted to. But yeah, that's all I can really say on the topic of when it's good to size up your ears. If there's any other problems, you know, for some reason you feel that your ears are just really bad and they're not sizing up, you know, even though you've done everything else, then just ask and I'll let you know what you're doing wrong. Because sizing up is very easy. It's just, all it takes is patience. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, any questions, leave them in the comments. If you do like the video, you can rate it if you want. If you have time, doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I'm just doing this just to get information out. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.